One of the things that people commonly do with relationships is that they try to match themselves to those people and what they want instead of to their own inner being and what feels good. In other words, if you allow it, you will let people train you away from your own guidance by trying to please them. And that's really what goes wrong with most relationships. If you have a relationship, no matter what kind, with someone, and you care what they think, so you start playing to them, you start being as you think they want you to be, and ignoring your own sense of self, ignoring your own emotional guidance, and just doing so that you do the things that make them smile and praise you, and you try to avoid the things that make them frown and criticize you. You train yourself so far from who you really are that then that's what all this stuff outside the vortex is that we were talking about, you see. Most everybody's trying to fix the relationships outside the vortex and can't be done. Have you ever had somebody who wanted something from you, and so you beat it? You found a way to become it. And then they wanted something just a little more or different, so you became that too. And then they wanted something just a little more indifferent, so you became that too. And then they saw someone else and went away. And you think, gee, you molded me into the perfection of your dream and now you're gone? How can this be? And what we're wanting you to realize is anytime you are trying to modify yourself from feedback that you're getting from other people, there's 100% chance that you are being trained away from your own guidance system. So let's say something happened and you're not getting back what you feel that you're giving out. So you're beginning to feel resentful and you're out of the vortex. So then think about what steps you go through when you're outside the vortex. Then you confront the other, and then you talk about it, and then you point out how good you've been, and then you point out how bad she's been, and then you remember other relationships, and then she remembers other relationships, and then you talk about your childhood, and then you talk about other relationships that you've seen, and then you talk about this book that you've read and this movie that you've seen, and then you remember that this same thing happened in that relationship and that relationship, and you've just got this big scrambled mess that just keeps you out of the vortex and keeps you activated and keeps activating within you what you don't want. So meanwhile, over here is your vortex spinning with the most incredible relationship ever manageable, spinning over here. But because you're so focused over here on all of these things that are happening and all of these things that are valid and all of these things that are real, that you're holding yourself outside the proximity of your vortex. All you'd have to do is just stop doing that. Just stop doing that. Just let it go. Stop doing that. In other words, every minute that you're mad, you're out of the vortex. Every minute that you're frustrated, you're out of the vortex. Every minute you're trying to get somebody else to understand what you mean, but they can't hear, you're out of the vortex. It's all wasted life, wasted words, wasted effort, wasted. Just get in the vortex. How could I get in the vortex with what's going on? Don't think about that, but it's important. 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 All right, think about it and stay out of the vortex. You got to make being in the vortex matter. You said to us, I give love, but I'm not getting it back. Go in the vortex. There's love there. The love is in the vortex, you see.
Thank you.
And so what happens? A lot of people, they find it easier to love others than they do to love themselves. Almost everybody is that way. And we've been saying for a long time, if you will find someone to fixate on as your object of attention and just let the love pour through you, it'll take you right in the vortex. There are so many people who are easy to love. Esther looks at these little kids, almost any little kid. They are so easy to love. And then she looks at some adults and she says, you're not at all easy to love. You should be more like that because I'm a lover and I want to love. And when you behave like that, I can't love. So it's your fault. You need to be more like that so that I can love. And we say, don't focus on them, focus on them. Well, that doesn't seem fair to use an adorable grandchild as my reason to get in the vortex and let all those people who are rotten off the hook. I think they should all change. I think they should all be adorable. I think they should be lovable. And we say, good luck on that one. It's not their job to please you. It's your job to tone yourself, to tune yourself, to train yourself, to align yourself with who you really are, you see. If you could say to us, if this conversation could go more like this, Abraham, sometimes I use people and their behavior as my excuse not to be in the vortex.
That'd be true.
That's a whole different conversation than people need to change so that I can get in the vortex. The same person who you focus on that holds you out of the vortex is the same person who caused you to put a whole lot of stuff in the vortex. So this is the way it commonly goes. This is a very common scenario. So this person harasses you through non-conformance, non-compliance, through bad behavior, and causes you to build this, don't want that, I want that, know what I don't want, know what I do want, know what I don't want, know what I do want, know what I don't want, till you have built the perfect relationship over here in your vibrational escrow. So there it is, and we know there's lots of good stuff, but this person who sort of harassed you into an improved relationship is now the same person as you're using as your excuse not to be a vibrational match to the improved relationship. And that's why it feels extra uncomfortable. That person is the reason that you expanded here. And now you're using that same person as the reason not to take your own expansion. You see, you have to make it not about what anybody else is doing and completely about how you're focusing, no matter what. Esther says, oh, Abraham, I'm so tired of this. I'm so tired of it always being me that has to just get in the vortex. I so want to hear from you that they should be better than they are. And we say, but Esther, you have no control over their behavior. You only have control over you getting in the vortex. And so, after a while, you'll get into the vortex. And from inside the vortex, you will be so appreciative of everything that they have put you through that caused you to put all of this that you want into the vortex. Because when you start taking that ride, whee! Now think about it. Think about the relationship that you ask, they give, you ask, they give, you ask, they give, you ask, they give, you ask, they give. And pretty soon you say, oh, this relationship doesn't do it for me anymore. I think I need a relationship of more adventure. Then there's a relationship. You know what you don't want, so you know what you do want, and then you know what you don't want, and you know what you do want, and then you know what you don't want, and then you know what you do want. And then you release your resistance, and whoo, and you say, oh boy, is this a good relationship? For a minute. It's your relationship between you and you that you're talking about. And everything else is just a reflection of that back to you. Every person you know has the potential of being so horrible you want to kill them, or so wonderful that you want to be with them forever. And the part they are showing to you is the part that is active in you. And you can blame it on them if you want. Who knows where it got started? Most of you spend your life, you started it, no, you started it, no, you started it, no, you started it. It doesn't matter who started it. We're both right there, and we're both out of the vortex. Who's going to be the one to get back in, you see? When you're in alignment with who you really are, and another person's in alignment with who they really are, that law of attraction brings you together. In other words, when two people are in their vortex, and the vortex arranges the rendezvous, that's a good time to use the label of soulmate, because you're in alignment with that which is your soul, and the other's in alignment with that which is their soul. And under those conditions, the law of attraction must bring these cooperative components together.
Yes.
But then when you look at the reality of the world as it's manifested so far, and you acknowledge that there are other things that are already happening in terms of the relationship the other has with another person, now that attention to that detail cannot abide in the same vibration as that soulmate vibration. In other words, you just can't get there from there.
Absolutely.
We cannot pronounce to you that this soulmate connection that you have sometimes is the one for you to move to in terms of physical manifestation. We could not say to you that the bringing apart of that relationship and the bringing of the two of you together then is exactly the right thing to do. But we can say to you that as you stay in vibrational harmony with what's in your vortex, and through the clarity of your example, the other does too, that if you are vibrationally aligned with who you really are for a period of time, that the law of attraction will orchestrate circumstances and events to bring you together. And as you're able to do that, As you're able to do that, which means you keep yourself in that neutral place where you're not feeling unhappiness about the current reality as it exists, as you're able to do that, then things can move easily in giving you what you ultimately want. But the most important thing is every step along the way is a joyful step for you. You have no pain in the interim before the relationship develops. So this we promise to you. As you use this person as the example of what you're reaching for in your vortex, and hold yourself completely and purely in vibrational alignment with the love you feel for that person when you are in your vortex, and you are able to distract yourself when worrisome or troublesome or lonely or even angry thoughts come up as things are not moving along as quickly as you'd like them to, as you're able to go general, go general, go general, and stay in the vortex, in the vortex, in the vortex, either this relationship will morph into what you are asking for that you have certainly put into your vortex, or another one equal or greater will come to you. It is not possible for you not to receive the fullness of what you want. But we want all of you to understand that the fullness of what you want sometimes is not in the manifestation that you have identified. The fullness of what you want has been inspired by the details that you have identified. In other words, if you can trust that all you want is alive and well and waiting for you, and that the entire universe is working to bring you into alignment with it, then your joy can start today, and you can find the fulfillment. We haven't said it yet in this gathering, but it's something that we like to say, and this is a perfect time to say it. Everything that you want, no matter what it is, whether it's a relationship with this particular person, whether it's an improvement in your financial situation, a pile of money coming into your experience, whether it is an improvement in your relationship with your children or your mate, no matter what it is, a condition, a circumstance, an event, a thing, no matter what it is, every single thing you want, no matter what it is, you want it because you believe you will feel better in the having of it. If you can take what we have been saying in these hours that we've been together to heart, and if you can soften your attention to things that don't feel good while you increase your attention to things that do feel good, so that you train your vibration upward into vibrational harmony with what you've already put into your vortex, there is nothing that you cannot accomplish. There is nothing that you cannot be or do or have. And all of it as it comes to you will give you the richness of the feeling that all along you knew was in it. But your work is to create the feeling in yourself even before you have the relationship, even before you have the money, even before you have the thing, even before you have the property. You have to find the feeling place. You have to deconstruct the manifestations that don't please you until you get right down to the heart of the feeling. And then from the feeling, from the inside out, build that feeling outward. And it is our promise to you. The universe will yield to you the details that match that feeling in spades. The universe will give you never-ending resources to keep that feeling alive and active within you. Because there is nothing that you are not supposed to do. There is nothing that you are supposed to deprive yourself of. There's nothing that you need to defend or justify. You just can't have what you're not a vibrational match to. And you can't be a vibrational match to what you want and to its absence at the same time. So you have to find a way, whether it's a relationship you want, or whether it's money you want, or whether it's an improved bodily condition, you have to find a way to make the absence of it irrelevant. You have to ignore the absence of it while you are giving your attention to the presence of things that you do want. So by looking for the things that are working in your life and thereby ignoring the things that are missing in your life, you begin to develop a vibrational habit that the universe begins to respond to. You can take one thing in your life that is working and use it as the basis of your conversations, basis of the things that you think about, the basis, the nucleus of that which you vibrate forth from, and that one thing that is working will blossom into everything that is working. Because everything is vibrational, and everything that is vibrational is emotional, and everything that is emotional is basic.